Elavi Truth TV is back again, and this time, this episode is called Elavi versus Cafcass, the Dawn of Justice. Okay, the other day when I made this video about the court injunction, I spoke and I did mention Cafcass. But what I want to do today is just go a little bit deeper into the corruption and show you how it all ties together. Now, what I have in my hand here is all the evidence that shows that Cafcass lied. And I want to give another word, spoliation. Spoliation is a legal term that means when somebody destroys evidence, fabricates evidence, intentionally or unintentionally. So it doesn't matter the reason they did it, although we can point to the reason, because the gatekeeper in these family cases is Cafcass. They hold the power, or at least in my case. But if anything in my case is similar to anybody else's case, then we're looking at a systematic thing, right? You don't have to answer me yet, let me show you. Let me just put this down for a second and pick up one, just one. Now this is police evidence that shows that my ex-partner had lied to the police, right here. And that's what all these pieces of paper say, documents, evidence, that's what they all say. Not by me, not recorded by me. What weight would it carry if it was recorded by me? But how did I get hold of this? Well, when they locked me up, put me in prison, and I represented myself, the law states that if the CPS, the Crown Prosecution, hold any information that they're not using for your case, that can strengthen the defense, me, and weaken the prosecution, they must hand it over. It's the laws of disclosure. So in my cell, after a long fight, I've got all this. Can you imagine being in a cell and reading through stuff that you knew that the family court process should have had? Because if Cafcass had had this information, they would have known that the lies being told by my ex-partner, well, the stories being told, the allegations being told, were simply stories crafted, created, fabricated. So what happens? Why is there an incentive for Cafcass to bury information? Here's the incentive. Cash. If you can show, or you don't even need to show, that there is abuse in the family court, you will receive funding, government state funding. The barristers know this, Cafcass knows this, the family court experts know this, because they feed off this. So if the Cafcass guardian, so to speak, and I use the term lightly because a guardian is supposed to protect a certain thing, and in this case supposed to protect the children, not use the children as a source of revenue, finance, money. So if this evidence had come onto the table in my family court proceedings, then the allegations that my ex-partner, mother of my children, was making, and is still making, why is she still making them? I've not done anything with the evidence yet. Why should I? They should have the evidence, right? Don't get me wrong, I'm going to put the evidence in. But what I did first was this, and this is the key thing about this video. The C2 form, the C2 court form, it means this. In family court proceedings, when you want to apply for anything, and I'm not talking to the people who have knowledge about the family court system, I'm talking about the father at home, the mother at home that doesn't know how to get something moving. They don't have a solicitor, and their solicitor might be a demon who is corrupting the process and working for the other side. They might be in that situation, having secret meetings outside the room, sorting out how they're going to put them in a negative situation. So you might need to know that you want something to happen in your case, so you can apply for it using a C2 form. So I've applied now to have the guardian removed from the case. What happens now? Well, we have to have a hearing to determine why do I want that person removed from the case. That's when we start going in. They're not bombs, but when you drop them in a courtroom, boom, they go off like bombs. Why? Evidence. Evidential. We can add different, bits on the end of it. Evidence, evidential, doesn't matter. You decide. All I know is this. Evidence. Let's go in deeper. This is a report by police on the investigation of the rape allegations. I'm not going to go too deep into that now because I think that deserves a video on its own. It's that deep. Because let's ask the question, if the police have this information showing a history of false allegations, then why would they want to apprehend a man and try to fabricate a case around him? And I'm saying that as if, I'm highlighting corruption in the police. Well, I'm not hinting at it. I'm talking about it. Corruption in the police. Why? I have the evidence of it. Not just this. More. Loads of papers down there. When I was in prison, I was writing all the time and they were having to listen to me. Having to go back and question my ex-partner because things didn't fit. So let's end it here because it's about the C2 form. It's about how to make things happen in your case. My C2 form's already in now. They're already having meetings about my C2 form. And what we're going to do. We don't want to get rid of the Cafcass person. Oh no. How can you not?